San Miguel.
It's like San Miguel, yeah.
I gotta see if I can figure out how to like print off a couple labels and put them on some beer cans one day and just show up, start drinking some while you playing with him.
Some shit Mexican beer.
Ivan's the one that turned him on to it, I think.
That's racist.
San Miggy's. The San Miggy's. Oh, fucking
Maybe he just likes Mexican shit, you know?
As long as it's got soft skin, I think he'd like anything.
Maybe his alter ego life, his name is Julio.
You think GS Pro will make us take this podcast down if they see that background on your screen, Miller?
I don't think so. I think GS Pro will be a fan of it. Although I did see, I don't know if you guys, on the splash screen here, they got the FedEx Cup on this one, the building here.
Oh, shit.
Is that from Scottsdale?
But the question is, would you have to get a cease and desist from FedEx or cease and desist from PGA?
I think that would come from it could come from either, I suppose. I mean, it could be a trademark infringement for FedEx, but I also think it's like the FedEx Cup is a PGA Tour.
Yeah.
You know, it's property of the PGA Tour. Probably they probably coined that term or whatever.
Well, it just goes back to I'm curious to see what they could do to not get around it, but like what exactly about that they claimed copyright.
I don't know, but
I think it's, so I was reading something today, and I don't know if there's the legality of it, but like, so in U.S. like copyright laws, certain forms of like art are protected, but golf courses
are like explicitly excluded. Yeah.
So it's got to be like the logos and anything that's strictly like explicit, you know.
But did you see Cookie posted like Sawgrass's 17th hole actually does have like its own copyright.
Yeah, I knew that. I had heard that one before.
Because it's so unique. Attack the glass, motherfucker.
They do allow courses to copy it. I don't know if they get permission or not, but the course I'm playing Friday, Eagle Eye in Lansing, they actually have a replica of the 17th at Sawgrass.
They probably got to pay somebody for it.
Yeah.
They were just talking about that day when people were randomly spouting stuff off. Somebody was saying legally courses can't. What did they say? Something about the LiDAR. Like the LiDAR is not copyrighted.
No, because it's actually it's majority of LiDAR in the U.S. is gathered by the U.S. Geological Department or whatever. It's a government department, and so the data itself to make the courses is not copyrightable. So that's why I'm curious. The only thing I could think is like the names of the courses, them having TPC. I think TPC itself might be copyrighted by the PGA, but like if you were to change the names and remove the logos, I don't know how arguable that would be in court.
So what does Home of the Players have on it that's copyrightable?
So that's what Tom was saying is somehow I don't know what about it, but TPC Sawgrass number 17, they have a copyright on it and its likeness, I think because the island green makes it so unique. But as far as what that umbrella is, I'm not exactly sure.
I wonder if you could just like change it and make the land bridge come in from the right hand side. You know, and just be like, oh, a different hole.
Just mirror it and flip it, right? Do like a. I'm trying to find. I'm trying. It was sometime yesterday. Cookie posted it, but I'm not gonna search through all the fucking posts because there's a bajillion of them.
Yeah.
Did you start?
Did I start what?
Are we live?
I'm just recording it. We're not live.
Well, I mean, you're recording it. Okay.
Yeah, I've been
live in living color.
We're like 4.5 minutes in, buddy.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was like a dumbass, Ivan.
Because I'm the fucking Puerto Rican, I figure I can ask that shit. And that's why every time I put this picture up, so every time you got something fucking smart to say, I'm fucking giving you my answer right back.
I'm issuing a cease and desist on the behalf of Nike.
And you can't really see the Nike logo.
Yeah, but now that you said Nike, Now you're fucked.
Oh, fuck yeah. You know what? Hey, shout out to Nike if you want to fucking hook me up with a deal. I will be your first Puerto Rican Panamanian on fucking board. That much I can guarantee.
All the baseball players out there, I'm sure you're not the first.
Yeah, well, I mean, golf related. Golf. We're talking about golf.
Yeah.
My baseball days are done.
Unfortunately, I only endorse people that can jump over at least a sheet of paper, and I don't think.
Oh, you got well at this point in time. Yeah, back in the day, I might almost fucking punch that shit over your fucking face. Now I'll be lucky to get picked up in a fucking over 70 pickup league. They were like, we'll just play we'll play 5 against 4.
Just leave him there. Just leave him on the floor.
Yeah,
he's gonna die anyway.
It's like one of those fucking Dyer the wimpy kid type deals. It's like, hey man, can I play? No, we got 5. We want to keep it even. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fucked up, bro.
So changing gears to, I guess, get back on golf. I think Baldy, you said your league starts this week. Anybody else playing in a league this spring or started outdoor golf yet?
Monday league started last Monday. We played in 42-degree weather, and that's what I shot. And then my Thursday league starts a week from tomorrow.
So you play in 2 weekly leagues?
Yeah.
Jeez, that must be nice.
Seriously.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to ever hear shit about me being retired out of your mouth ever again.
So do your leagues play? Do you guys do your own handicap system, or do you guys play off your USGA handicaps?
No, they do their own. One league bases it different from the front 9 to the back 9 because it's so much more difficult. So you actually have a different handicap when you play the back than when you play the front. The other one is it's just take your scores, and then I think they keep the most recent 5, that average, and it's like 90%, and if you're a sub, it's 70%. So, but all of our my Thursday league, they actually have the skins are handicapped.
Oh,
that sucks.
No good.
I can be a hole, and one of those bastards that with a high handicap pars it, and I get cut.
Yeah, that's bullshit right there. I would not pay for that.
Yeah, we used to have A and B skins where you at a certain handicap level it split, and then it was straight up, and I did quite well at that. But when they handicap it, man, any jackhole can frickin' par any hole.
Yeah, or some guy he fucking makes a birdie on a tough hole and he's getting a fucking bump and it's a fucking eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
I actually have been cut on a par 5 with an eagle by a birdie net eagle.
Yeah,
it's depressing.
I do.
So Baldo, go ahead.
No, I would say we got an opening day tournament coming up soon at my club, and then I'll do a lot of the events. And I'd like to play in some like regional events this year, a couple tournaments, but I don't know if I will or not. But then my son wants to play in the Father's Day parent-child tournament, so I'm getting pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. He's what? Wait, because how old is he?
My oldest is 10.
10. Okay, that's what I was to say.
Yeah.
So he's starting to get the bug.
Yeah, so I took him out a couple weeks back, and he's big enough and old enough now that he can play from the red tees, and it takes him a couple shots, but I think he shot like 62 over 9 holes, which I was pretty impressed with, honestly, from the red tees a couple weeks ago. But I've been out twice. I just got back from the Dominican, played a fucking sick ass course down there called Punta Espada. Dude, it was very, very challenging. I didn't play from the back tees, Glenn. You would have had trouble from the back tees, buddy. Course rating is a 70, almost a 78 from the back tees.
Wow.
It was like 7,300 yards from the back tees. I played one up from that, and that was almost 6,900 yards. I shot a 91, but man, 12 of the holes are on the coast.
Yeah.
The wind's just fucking howling and swirling. That was a tough ass course. But just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. One of the nicest courses I've ever played. Jack Nicklaus design, set me up. Then I came back last week. I played 2 rounds outdoors here. Shot 1 in the 70s and 1 mid-80s round. So rounds are coming together, and definitely a welcome change from Arizona. So
That's fucking bogus.
Now this was not the Dominican course, because we also, I know, are planning our potential fall trip, and I know at one point you had suggested that's not the same course though, right? To Dominican.
So that one could be in the package potentially. I mean, they're all kind of right in that general area, like in the same kind of sort of coast of the Dominican, but there's like Casa de Campo, which is like Teeth of the Dog, I think is what it's called. It's a fairly famous like Dominican course. Then Punta Espada is like Punta Espada is ranked number 49 in the world, I think, right now, outside the U.S. And then they have they just had a PGA event at what was it, Coriolis or whatever down there this year, and they've had it there the last 2 years. Sick courses though, just island courses, ocean courses.
Yeah, just looked up the picture. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean that's like, you know, resort style courses are always like elevated in my opinion. They're a touch above your normal courses unless you play something like a Sawgrass or something well known, has the money and infrastructure in place. But
go to bed.
How about you, Baldo? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ivan. What are you saying?
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, so we'll have to get that going later this year. Baldo, what's your league look like this summer?
So it's a lot like Boz's. Basically, the way he explained it, it's we do it exactly the same way. Front nine, back nine. Back nine's about a shot tougher, so you get an extra bump on the back. And, skins are straight up, which, you know, is to be expected for the most part. But yeah, we start tomorrow. So supposed to be 65. So
Really?
yeah, and it's gonna get cold again this weekend. But yeah, it's tomorrow's the first day, so kind of looking forward to it, kind of not, because the game isn't quite where it needs to be. But
And you're using last year's handicap to start out with, right?
exactly, yeah. And then the new guys that come in, they're just like, "Oh, what do you usually shoot on 18?" And they're like, "Oh, I shoot a 90," and then they give them like a 8 handicap or some shit or whatever that would be, and they're just going off of their word. And then like the first frickin' 6 weeks, they're killing everybody because they're going off of some made up number.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dogfight, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, fucking New Jacks come in and shoot 12 positive points. You're like, where the fuck this guy come from? Even the one time Cookie was like, you gotta watch those TGC guys coming in. Some of those guys are shady as fuck.
Dude, I go in and look at some of these like the PGA events, and fucking there's guys that are plus like 33 on 18 holes, and it's like, what the fuck? Like literally, you went out, you bought a simulator, and you have this shit all set up in your house. You're that bad at golf, and like you're that dedicated to it. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Although
I guess.
I will say, like when we all first joined, like we all came from E6. And like we were all shooting consistently under par on E6, and then when I came over to GS Pro, like it took me, I don't know about you guys, but it took me like a good month or so just to like adjust to the terrain penalties and like the green speeds, and like I had a couple rounds in like, you know, the mid-teens and shit. Now Ivan just had that like 2 weeks ago, but the rest of us kind of got that out of our system.
Dude, hey, that's not.
Well, I'm still trying to break par.
Well, you get yourself a real launch monitor, maybe you will.
No, that. Either that or you fucking get some true fucking syrup down your fucking mouth.
Has the Mini actually been released now?
No.
I check it every day. They've launched they've done 2 or 3 teaser videos, and they said, you know, keep an eye out for launch, and they've not said anything. But originally it said April, so they have.
I thought 420 was the date they threw out.
I thought
that's what the guys on the Discord server originally said, but Unicorn never said an exact date. So I mean, they have Optimistically, I'm thinking it's going to be tomorrow or Friday because at that point it's the end of April.
Did I see that the owners of Unicore also bought like
announced today they bought even roll putters?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought so.
15 mil.
But that just doesn't. I don't know. I guess it does make sense. I mean, it's a whole new market for them.
Well, the article from what I read, takeaway from Unicor's perspective was from a data analytics perspective. They said that brand, that company matched up with their product line and how they were going about future of their business. So I guess that makes sense. I mean, and then even rolls, I guess is upcoming. I mean, there's a lot of people jumping on that putter brand. So.
I mean, it makes sense. The putter face that goes angled more and more down as you go down the face. So you always basically are square to the ball whenever you hit it. I mean, it's ingenious design. I mean, I'm pretty sure not necessarily always in positive fashion, but that's Bryson DeChambeau was one of the early.
Yeah, he got the supporters or whatever. Yeah.
Sick face technology.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting purchase, but like then you look at like Golf Tech, right? And Golf Tech bought SkyTrack last year, right? I think so.
Yeah, they know they did, and they've got that new unit coming out with again 0 info out at this point too.
I'm sure it's probably a couple of upgraded cameras and not a whole lot different. Like nobody's really coming out with anything like revolutionary, and I think the tech's like pretty good as it is today. Like I don't know that anybody's coming out.
I mean, I would imagine that they're trying to get away from a lot of the estimated readings they had provided before with the curvature and side spin and backspin. Maybe they're trying to get more in that Unicore GC3 space where it's like, hey, not all of our data files or columns are going to be,
I'm guessing they're probably going to add a couple of club data points if I had to guess, and like the other thing is like they're like the only launch monitor now that has like a 2-second delay after you hit the ball, so I'm sure they're trying to get rid of that. Maybe do some onboard processing of the data instead of sending it to the computer and having the computer do it.
Yeah, I mean, it could, when did SkyTrack get released to the public? When did the first one come out? 10 years.
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't even know it existed for really.
That is not
2014.
Oh wow, good find. Yeah, I was like, it's been a while.
9 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so I mean, technology's been current. Pretty much every brand out there has had a second or a third revision of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, it's not that the data is going to get significantly better going down the line. It's that it's just going to get more accessible and cheaper for more and more people to get into. I mean, think about it. 5 years ago, if you wanted a decent, setup, you were looking at minimum, we'll say 10 grand for a launch monitor setup. Now there's several viable options for 5 grand or less. I mean, they're not as perfect, but between the SkyTrack, Mevo, the new Rhapsodo MLM, whatever that thing is, I mean, this year alone, there's going to be, I know of at least 4 or 5 different launch monitors under the $5,000 mark, which is, I think, that's a price point that's a lot more reachable for majority of the population.
For sure, but like they just can't. I don't think they can just release garbage either. Like if you have a SkyTrack that you spend $2,000 on, and 3 of us in the room now have had it before, like I'm not gonna spend another $2 grand to upgrade to a unit that literally does the same thing.
So yeah, so Ivan. Well, that being said, I forwarded it to Baldo because he's a SkyTrack that was going to mail me 6 months ago, but they have said, SkyTrack has said they will offer a one-time basically upgrade or replacement program at a significant discount for current SkyTrack owners. So again, as you were saying, I'm pretty sure a lot of SkyTrack owners would be willing to pay, we'll say $500 or $1,000 to get rid of that delay and get some more accurate readings. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if it comes out to be, between $3,000 and $4,000 for that new SkyTrack, but then they offer, we'll say, a $2,000 discount to trade in your existing SkyTrack.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing what Mevo's doing right now with, or some brands are offering with the Mevo, right? Like, hey, you trade the Mevo in, you get X credit, and it makes sense even from their perspective. But like, I would just say, like, if I had a SkyTrack for a year and a half, and SkyTrack was releasing a newer version, in my mind, I'm going off base my experience here. It's like after a year and a half of having it playing on E6, I knew the SkyTrack wasn't the direction for me long term. So, from, I guess, man, I can even think of from just what's the operational term when they call churn and flow? What's the churn, right? When you got customers coming in, but you're losing customers going out, right? How many of the existing base SkyTrack users now gonna be like, I'm gonna jump ship?
God damn. Let's hope if we ever invent something, we're not letting Ivan pitch the VCs, because
jeez.
It's churn, right? Like from a retention standpoint.
You mean a retention rate? Your retention rate?
Yeah, but they also call it churn.
Churn. You're exactly right. You're good. You got that one.
Are you making butter while you're at it?
No. Hey, this is what happens when you're fucking manager sometimes. Yeah, you got to go to these stupid meetings. You got to talk about shit you don't want to hear, and this is what they talk about: churn.
I feel like the other thing with like all the newer launch monitors have like some form of video playback too, right? Like, and that's sort of missing with. I guess the GC3 does it?
No, and the Quad doesn't either. I mean, Foresight, that's where a lot of people have been criticizing, is they've been showing videos of like the Unicorn Mini having that face impact. None of the Foresight impact products have that. So, but one of the guys was making a joke of, I know Foresight at least has one software developer job posting active at the moment.
Yeah, but like Foresight, at least like you put the fiducials on and it'll give you your face impact location. Like I know at least GC Quad has that little picture of the club where it will show you where you hit, I guess.
The Quad does that, the GC3 doesn't. The iMini gives you that playback at a side angle like you guys get on your Unicores.
Yeah.
Give a little playback, and that for me was like, holy shit, like I would totally, if the iMini comes out and it's, reliable, like I would totally consider switching over just for that extra feature.
Even the MLM gives you.
I know. And
it gives you side, like kind of like the Unicorn, and then gives you full swing. It records your full swing.
So does this shitty ass Mevo Plus gives you all that shit now too, doesn't it, Glenn?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, on top of that, it goes back to it's the integration with other products, which is where it's going to be really kind of interesting. Because, for example, the Mevo Plus, it's a great product, just not for my environment.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. My environment's not ideal for it. But like it directly integrates with the Stack Swing Speed program,
right,
which is a really cool program. But then turn around and kind of what Baldo was talking about, the camera angle with Unicore, but Unicore has developed their own basically weight sensor thing.
Yeah.
The mat, which is, I mean, and it's going to be, I think, $1,000.
$1,000.
But that's, and my thought was like, you could buy the Unicorn Mini with that pressure mat for the same price as a GC3. And at that point, you were getting so much more data if you know how to utilize it for your benefit. And that's not a dig at you, Baldo, because like you obviously have a great unit. But I'm just saying, like, Foresight it's going to be interesting because Foresight has been the Cadillac of launch monitors brands, but they've also they continue to establish that upper echelon price product without being much integration. Now, that being said, that laser thing they had at the PGA show this year was awesome. But what was it? It was like $5,000 or something for it.
I thought it was more than
that. Was that like the projector thing that showed you the?
Yeah, we had like the laser with your club path and everything. Like, that was like awesome.
I think that was like $5,000.
I mean, at what point in time though? Like, because you're thinking about it in our league or even on our server. I would venture to say that fucking less than 2% on our server fucking understand how to fucking utilize a force plate. Or what does using force plates technology even fucking mean?
It's obviously it's very valuable information, but like Glenn said, if you don't know how to use it, then
it's like like
it sounds like you're making up a word that the combination of foreplay and horseplay.
Horseplay is what I do in this room. Horseplay, which I'll do somewhere else. Okay, I mean it's different.
I skipped that part. I just skip over that part.
But I mean, I like understanding ground force makes a big difference. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like there's a big buffet of so much for you to pick from now. Like, I guess it depends like where you're at in your sim golf experience, which way you kind of want to go. But it's nice to see there's so many options out there.
So I'm kind of curious, going back to the whole like launch monitors, 10 years ago, were, maybe 10 grand plus. Boz, I think you probably had one of the first launch monitors, like out of all of us here, with that speaker system or whatever the hell it was.
Oh, the True Track 2, yeah.
What did those run, or did you buy it used, or?
I got it used, so I bought just the technology. So the microphones, the hitting mat with the sensors in it, and a computer that had, all those courses preloaded using E6 1.6. And I paid $5,000 for that. But to buy the what is it at that time, to buy the equivalent new would have been a Vista 12, I guess. And those were running anywhere from 12 to 15 grand.
Jesus.
But that was a full setup. That was with um this impact screen, a shitty projector, all that.
Using the same kind of technology though, where it's like just like using sound to try to fucking calculate everything.
Yep, the microphones had to be measured, how far from your hitting area, how far from the screen, and then I couldn't have any padding behind it. I had to actually have a baffle behind the screen to make it louder. My wife hated it because you got to remember, my simulator is directly below my master bedroom. So when I'd hit that screen, it would echo boom because it needed it for the microphones to triangulate where the ball was. But it was totally guesstimating, calculating whatever spin. There was no spin. That's why I could swing as hard as I could. I could hit the shit out of the ball with no boost, but as long as I hit the screen, the damn thing was in play.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I do remember when you got the Unicore. If I'm remembering correctly, I think you were all of a sudden hooking the ball a lot more than normal, and it was like shit.
Oh yeah, it was a big adjustment. And the whole reason I got the idea to switch. I mean, GS Pro would have came along, that would have forced me to switch anyway. But my first year outside after hooking it up was my worst year of outside golf because I was swinging that hard thinking I could hit it straight and I couldn't. It was a very false reading, and it was like the worst thing you could have for your game in my opinion.
That's a good point because I do believe like if your shit isn't spot on, that'll fuck your outdoor game up big time. You based upon how your indoor shit's reading, when maybe your outside shit is just fine, and all of a sudden you're changing something you shouldn't be, and then you fucking go outside and you're fucking all fucked up, and you got to figure it all out again.
Yeah.
Or you could just be fucked up outside and inside, and you're fucking double fucked. So
yeah, if you're double fucked, that's a bad place to be. But if I'm gonna be fucked anywhere, I'd rather be fucked inside rather than outside. But
yeah, exactly, because I'm not losing Pro V1s off the tee. It's like fuck, I can't get off the tee inside. I can't get off the tee outside. Fuck. So just throw that bitch out there. Oh man.
Yeah, hitting off of real ground compared to a mat is an adjustment for me.
I wanted to go back and I just want to go back real quick. Y'all go, hey Glenn, I'm not playing with any club this year, but I just figured I'd answer that since you didn't ask me that in the initial conversation.
No, nobody asked me either, so we're all good. What's the learning process?
You play on tour. We're not fucking big shots like you. Yeah, exactly. The only tour I'm on is a fucking decrepit tour.
Well, I guess to go back to focus on golf, but
I will say this: there is, and I'm sure you guys probably have a league around where you're at. So I know our DAV. Ralph's always posting that shit, right? So the DAV, there's a veterans group. And you have to be a veteran, and they actually have legit tournaments flighted with other veterans. Like you go travel and go play these courses and whatever. And they have tournaments. I ended up getting paired last year. Funny enough. With this ex-Navy guy, fucking drop bombs, lefty, was fucking nuking. come to find out, he lives in my neighborhood, like literally right down the street. I never even fucking met the guy. And then I'm playing with him. You know when you're playing golf with really good guys and you're like focusing, you're trying even harder. Like I'm sandbagging because I'm literally like fucking 10 strokes worse than when I'm really playing right now because they're fucking. So like I'm playing with, it's just me and him. Like it's just I got paired up with him, and he's fucking playing. I'm playing pretty decent because I'm trying to keep up with him. I don't want to embarrass myself. And he brought that up. Hey man, I play in this league. It's veterans, ran by veterans. Like legit, we go travel and you go play. Blah blah. It's flight, and I was like, and I turned around, and looked at him straight up. First thing I said, hey man, I am not that good. He was like, oh man, I'm just watching you play. I was like, nah, bro. And I think that's where I'm at right now. And I see you guys doing it, but I just consistently wise, from a consistent standpoint, I wouldn't even venture to even one time go play a tournament. I'm not about to embarrass myself. It's one of them doing the sim and like people we don't know, but I ain't doing
it. So Ivan, I will say this 100%. Everybody, even if you don't, should go enter in a serious tournament of some kind, local or whatever, once a year.
Yeah.
Because it is a great learning environment to see how you handle yourself under pressure, but also what it's like to play golf under tournament conditions. You know, not moving the balls. You have to make sure you know the rules. Like,
do you want to see a wedge fly across the tee box?
But that's the whole thing of you play in flighted tournaments. I mean, you can play in tournaments based off your handicap, but there are still serious tournaments.
Oh yeah, no, I don't get me wrong. Maybe when I'm there, I'll tell you what. Here's a promise to the group. If by the end of the year, my Arcos app says that my fairways are 50% or higher, I will try a tournament next year.
Then why do you need it a year out?
You can't get off the tee. Yeah, I know, but like I gotta but if okay, even if it's not 50%, but if you snap hooking that shit off the tee box, it don't matter what flight you're in.
Okay, so that's not a measure of fairways hit. Because I would say realistically, I don't hit the fairways 50% of the time.
Okay, well let me rephrase that. Keep my ball in play 50% of the time. He's like, no. Hey, they're gonna have like a milk carton picture of me at every fucking starter and be like, don't let this guy tee off from the back. Let him go front. I mean, yeah. Hey, needless to say, I proceeded to hit it like a fucking line drive hybrid off the fucking tee box, literally like 5 feet off the ground. So I didn't do anything to make myself look any fucking good. I just fucking hate that about golf, though. Like I fucking hate preconceived stereotypes of fucking.
Well, and I understand both sides of the equation there because it's like you could have a horrible golfer who plays super quick, or you could have a good golfer who plays super slow. But and there's a reason why, and I say that because Millie, you appreciate this is because I don't think any of you guys have ever played Ross Bridge, which is on GS Pro. We've played it, but I've played it in real life, and it's down in Hoover, Alabama, and from the back tees, it's 8,100 yards. It was right around, it was somewhere around 8,000 yards, and I walked back to the back tees, and the starter was like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "I promise, like I'm okay playing back here," and thankfully I annihilated it down the first tee, and he's like, "Okay, I'll have fun," but like the same point of just. They're just trying to keep pace of play because everybody plays.
I totally get that. Look, at this point in time, when B came down here, look, Crystal Falls, when I play it, is 62, 63. Like if you do a combo, like from the skins group. And I've just been playing with that because that's what the skins group plays. When B came down here, we played the tips and it was probably 65, maybe 60. And some of the holes were like tucked away back and you're into the wind. And they're like, it changes the course dynamic. But I'm not out there to play 6,600. At this point in time, 6,300 is good for me. When we start getting past that shit, I am not. And I don't think when that guy told us that the combination of tees we were going to play was like more than 65.
No, 100 and 100%. I mean, everybody should be playing the tees that they enjoy playing, and it makes them enjoyable. I mean, that's the whole point of the course rating system, to be able to adjust for the different tees. You're right, because I mean, It goes back to I would not expect anybody to play the tees I play majority of the time.
But here's a good question to that then, because I seen this discussion probably like a month or two ago, and you guys probably saw the same one. So there's some of the better players, right? And the argument was it was our favorite guy, Miller. I'm not going to say his name, but Mr. Right? He was like, I play golf my way. You guys play golf your way. But in essence, it was like, okay, a lot of people were saying you should play the certain type of tee based off your distance off the tee, based off your handicap. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. I could fucking drop 290 bombs, but it takes me 15 shots to get to the green. You could suck in every other category.
Yes, but
I'll agree.
But your capacity, if you're hitting it that far, your capacity to hit the ball better is substantially higher than somebody who hits it much shorter regularly.
I could also get luckier off the tee more than those.
But here's what I would say, okay? Because another way to think about it, the tees further back just increase the whole length of the hole. They don't widen the golf course at all. So if you are really hitting it 290 and shooting 90 or 95, your problem is either short game or dispersion left and right. And so it's not going to make a difference what tees you play from.
Yeah, so like then does that make you, should I have to play a certain tee? Even though my skill level says I'm not as good as my driving level.
Well, but Ivan, my answer to you would just be outside of regulated tournaments, there's no requirement to play a certain set of tees. So that's where it falls back on the player to determine what set of tees they want to play. And I say that to the sense too of, I would say majority of, we'll say golfers above a 10 handicap, it would probably do wonders for the game to move up a tee versus playing back.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's why I go back to you. You are the minority in that case. That the case you're arguing is the minority.
Well, I mean, I was asking like what you guys thought about it because I saw that conversation. My take on it, based on where I'm at skill level wise, is yeah, I could hit some 300s, but they ain't always down the middle.
I would say,
why would I move back further?
You're dealing with the statistical correlation in the sense of typically the lower the handicaps, the higher distance they hit. And so you're dealing with a law of averages at that point, and that's where that falls into. And because basically you're pairing distance with potential for lower handicaps in that same, XY curve.
And that's why your GIN handicap is based on what tees you play and the slope rating of the course, right?
Well, correct. That means I need to not fucking keep track of my fucking handicap because I like the sands of bags that I carry.
I mean, not all of us can be, boss, but
I'm just saying, look, out of this group right here, and I'm being honest, I'm last on the group when it comes to talent of golf outside.
Outside of Quintero driving range, I would agree.
I'm not going to go play where you guys play.
Listen, I wish you could have come on the trip last year, Glenn, because I actually played decent golf the year prior, but this year, man, I just got hit by the bug, man.
Last year the guys were consoling me. Wait a minute, that's 2 years in a row. But Miller, his performance was a little bit more dramatic.
I remember, did you threaten to fly home after the second day of the first year or not?
I've never.
No, but there was definitely at least one club toss.
The first trip I threw 2 clubs. Okay? I'm not gonna lie.
On the front 9 of each course, yeah.
Like, whatever. I fucking threw some clubs, okay? And
I'm like, somebody better light a fucking cigarette and put it on the second tee for this guy because, goddamn, if this is just one hole, we're fucked.
Hole, dude. Club toss fucking bounces off the cart path.
See, this Baldo is like your dad that tells the same story but different way every time he tells it. Like, that's Baldo. Like, dude, I threw one driver off the tee box, and it probably went further than my drive. I'll admit that shit, okay? I'm not fucking. Okay?
Well, but he now has his Miras, and he won't throw his Miras. We know this.
Mira's there, and so
No,
here
it was a wedge. It was not my fucking mirror.
Oh, it wasn't Mira.
I thought it was a Mira because like I can't remember who we were. It was you and me, Ivan, and I can't remember who else was playing with us at Troon. But you threw that, and somebody else in the group was like, "Ivan just fucking chuck tossed his fucking Mira, dude," and it was oh fuck, man. This
I
is
would
not.
never. Now, granted, I did break my 9-iron in the sim this year. I had a lapse in judgment. I fucking broke down in times of weakness, and that's probably the worst I'm gonna get. But
How over the knee, or how'd you break it?
I took the fucking club because I hit the fattest club in the world, and I was like,
Oh, into his bag, dude.
snapped in half, and then I had to finish my round.
Yeah, but shafts are replaceable. Those big gouges in the club heads, those are permanent.
Well, I'm going to see a shrink now about my anger management on the course. All right. First step's admitting you have a problem. I've accepted it. Now I'm trying to make change. Okay. I would appreciate the support. Okay. Not the ridicule.
You're doing really good, Ivan. You're doing really good.
Thanks. Whatever. Anyways, hopefully this year's trip, I could shoot one round in the 70s and the other 4 in the 90s. That would make it a little bit better. No.
We're gonna place the bets now.
It was like, you fuckers look like Discord froze. Everybody's like,
Nobody wants to say anything.
oh, that's all right. You know what? Fuck you, wankers.
You know what? There's a term out there. High aspirations, low expectations.
Hey, that may be the case, but I will say this: I did rise to the occasion on one event. You challenged me off the tee box, and I smoked your ass. I smoked your ass in person.
I didn't challenge you on that hole.
You challenged me.
Here's the thing. Like last year, Baldo didn't even pull the driver out. Or 2 years ago, he didn't even pull the driver out the bag. It was the 2-iron bunny hop off the tee, every fucking shot, right? And then I know you know what I'm talking about, boss. And then this year, he like decided that he was gonna like get like 70 different shafts and club heads from Bob and just experiment with shit off the tee for this year's trip.
You know, yeah, I struggled a little bit, but I mean, I was hitting it pretty far. It just wasn't straight.
I was referring to his little 3-day weekend when he came down to Texas. That's the one where I posted the video and I was like, fuck your ball speed.
Yeah. He outdrove me in one hole, and I'll never hear the fucking end of it.
That's all it takes, man.
How about the end of the rest of you guys? Any of you guys playing any tournaments, organized tournaments this year?
Like Miller said, here in Michigan, there's actually several. There's the GAM, which has events, and I actually won one like 5 years ago because it was 4 years ago because it was the first year I had that shitty simulator. So my established GIN was like 11, and I shot 76.
so you sandbag in sim golf and real golf.
I just posted about it, but the simulator did screw up my swing. I mean, you know, the driver, everything. Mm-hmm. But here in Michigan, they call it the Mitten Tour. So there's actually different regions because Michigan's a pretty large state. So you got north.
Mitten.
Yeah, north, and then you got southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest, and they play some beautiful courses, and that was always my goal. Once my son's old enough that, you know, he's out of school or whatever, and I can actually travel, but I don't know physically if I'll be able to do it, but that was what I thought I would be doing, say, 10 years ago. I was like, man, that would be great, but I don't know. I'll still be playing.
What did you win? What did you win when you won the GAM event?
I won a $100 gift certificate to the clubhouse of the course we played.
Pro shop credits.
Yep, that's it.
Love it.
And a bottle.
That's it.
And a
That's
dollar,
what you get with
$1 bill with your
too.
name on it.
Yeah.
Dude, you just reminded me. So I won I played in it was a club tournament last summer, but it was an open club because they don't actually have memberships there. So it was a 2-day event, and I won it, and I was supposed to get some customized shit, and they were gonna call me, and I never fucking got the call. You just reminded me right now that I never got my. I did get this thing. I got clubhouse credit, but I never got my fucking like prize that they were gonna call me when it was in and ready. What the fuck, dude? I'm kind of pissed off right now.
I mean, I could tell you why, because you probably 37 Coors Lights in.
No, dude, I never got the call. Never got the call.
Other than that, this is the only thing that we play for. I got invited to this tournament last year. They literally bought this thing from like a garage sale, and they started engraving it at the course. When you win, the guy brings a freaking engraver and does it.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
It's the Gamesman's Cup.
Did you assign it Sandbag?
No, that one I had to produce, I think it was 5 or 6 scorecards from the courses that I play. I took my 9-hole leagues and 18-hole scores.
What Boz doesn't know is there's actually a sandbag inside the cup. So
Yeah, it's like sand just comes out of his ass when he walks. We know. I've seen that shit. You're the white pepper.
The
It's
white
like,
pepper.
You white pepper. We got a black pepper. We got a white pepper. That's you.
Club champ.
I get more bounces on the sim, but outside, I really don't. I gotta work at it outside.
Miller, I know we're getting close to 9 o'clock with the kids. You need to go, so we're at about an hour.
Actually, we're at like 50 minutes, and I'm
Okay.
good. I sent their ass to bed. I told them I'd check on them later. My wife's she's in Nashville. She's probably still at the dinner. She could give 2 shits about me right now.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? And that is called parenting 101 right there. Proud of you, Mill. Pounded. Good shit.
Yeah.
No, best way to parent is teach independence.
Well, for sure. I mean, they're more than capable of taking a shower, brushing their teeth, and getting to bed. So.
Oh yeah.
I left. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I disappeared for like 5 minutes, and I went upstairs and told them I'll get their asses to bed, and I don't want to fucking hear them for the next 20 minutes, and hopefully they're asleep. But I don't know. One of my oldest son keeps coming down, and because he knows we're doing the pod tonight, so he wants to check it out, you know.
Man, he's like, dang, is Dad dumber?
Hey, Dad, how many subscribers you guys got? I'm like,
Yeah, we
none, buddy, none.
There's 5 of us.
We're about to have like 7. Me, Glenn, Ivan, Baldo, Boz, and your mom. There's gonna be 7 subscribers.
Hey, my family said they would subscribe, so that's like 30.
That's probably like 60 right there, right?
Yeah, like 30 of them.
So when I was in Texas, Ivan's daughter said she'd be like our
my oldest daughter. Yeah.
She'd be like the distributor to all her groups and everything.
She said she would work pro bono and handle our social media.
Nice.
I was like, well, whatever floats your boat, kid. But
we need somebody for that.
A lot of friends, because once somebody hears our shit, it might be the last hit.
So, have you guys ever thought about like, so there's apps for shot tracers and whatnot. How do you guys feel about like if you went out to a course, like set up like a tripod and like doing all that? Like for me, it's like I would feel a little like out of place, but
I would feel out of place taking like my fucking launch monitor to the driving range. Like I've never seen anyone at my club bring a launch monitor to like read their numbers and shit, and I've never seen anyone bring a tripod to film or do anything. So like I don't want to be the first guy. That's just my opinion. Like I just think it's kind of weird, and it's, I don't know, maybe a little vain. But like I got no problem just dicking around in the basement with you guys, but like I don't know, if y'all came in and we wanted to like drone up and like film something for like a video or like memory, the pod or whatever, like I'm all good with that. But like if I'm just out playing around, like I'm not gonna vlog that shit and shot trace that.
yeah.
So Baldo, do you mean on the course or on just the driving range?
No, I'm talking on the course, and
Yeah.
I will say, like Miller, I brought my launch monitor to the range 2 times last year, and it was like drawing a lot of attention to me that I didn't want, and then
Yeah.
people were coming up like, oh, that's cool. Oh, how far did that go? What was that? It was like I wasn't looking for that, but it was like, yeah, they definitely can. I don't want that attention when I go to the fucking driving range or the golf.
Well, when
I
our
think that
podcast blows up, what the fuck you gonna do, bro?
No,
But
but that's different. I feel like it puts pressure on you then. Like you gotta like if you're gonna be that guy, you better be fucking good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you don't
just
need
not-
pressure on the golf course than you already have in your own fucking head.
I mean, as opposed to the guy wearing capri pants showing up to the range.
I mean, you're forgetting the anal beads he had, strapped to his belt.
Dude, I keep them on the bag.
Please tell me you have those.
Keep them on the bag. There
He
you
keeps them
go.
in his
Yes, so they are.
Stroke.
No, I mean,
they're always
so,
on the bag.
but I think that's a good question. But I mean, it goes back to, from my perspective, is how you're using it. So, Baldo, like on the course, it's a whole other thing. Like, unless you're a YouTuber or someone where it really matters that you record on the course, that doesn't. It's just a distraction. I mean, that's one of the reasons I know, at least myself and Ivan. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the Arco system, is you can keep track of your shots and where you hit without it being invasive or affecting your golf game.
Love Arcos.
On the driving range, I think that's where it is a bit tricky, because if you're trying to specifically, we'll say, practice a specific move or a specific club movement or those type of things, having a camera can be beneficial. It's overdone because you shouldn't be looking at every swing, but it's like, if you want to gut check every 30 or 40 the swing to see if it's moving there, I think it's a valuable tool. But you also have to be willing to be a bit of that asshole, to where if somebody's coming up and watching this, just say, hey, look, I'm practicing, just, please leave me alone, or I can show you after the fact. But I mean, the other aspect too with the launch monitors, because I would like to be able to use mine on the range, is, again, it goes back to like everything. You get a whole bunch of data, but it's understanding how to use it. So, and when you hit range balls at your local range, your numbers are going to be vastly different than what you hit in the sim when we're hitting Pro V1s or XYZ. But like, for example, what you can do is sit there and say, okay, I know a hard hit 7-iron is this club head speed, this mile an hour ball speed with a range ball. Yeah, and so you can practice on your shot distributions of contact. There's certain variables you can focus on. So it's all about knowing what data is important and how to use it to allow you to better practice.
So I just want to make sure that I understand what B was saying. Are you asking from a data training perspective, like would you guys use it, or are you focused on the kind of attention it draws because you're using it?
No, so it's more of, so for me, it's like kind of a learning thing from the aspect of learning. Not so some of it might be learning, like or capturing my golf swing to be able to like my outdoor swing and see things. But the other aspect is to learning to how to like do these shot tracers and maybe some video editing and like things of that nature, just in the event that if we did want to go out and not hire anybody, like if we have all this footage of us playing around together, like obviously the shot tracers are important, but again, then editing. So like being able, like for me, I'm starting to think about, I'd like to bring a tripod out and do this, just kind of learn how to do this type of stuff, just so if in the event it's needed, I know how to do it. But I feel like a fucking jackass. I feel like the guy that goes in the gas station, walks up to the counter, and he's got fucking a thing in his fucking ear and he's talking on the phone. It's like, dude, you look like a douchebag. Like, and I don't want to be that guy, but
that's Boz getting his coffee.
I mean, Aaron,
Right.
I see that. Like, to me, I don't give a freak.
So if I'm playing by myself though, like I'll video every par 3 because if God forbid I get a fucking hole in one, I better document the shit out of that, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I do. Last year got my first.
Was it on video?
It was not, but it was with a group of other golfers, so I'm good there.
You know what's worse than that, Miller, is when your first and only hole in one is uphill and you can't actually see it go in the hole.
Yeah, see, I got to see this bitch roll right in the hole. It's fucking awesome.
Now,
So, Baldo, do you have any?
yeah, I have one. It was 2 years ago, I believe, and it was a 175-yard par 3 straight up a fucking hill. It was probably like 40 feet uphill. Like the green was way elevated. Straight at the pin. Fucking saw it bounced straight, and we were all like, fuck, that's really good. Get up there, ball marks like 15 feet short of the pin, and can't see my ball, and I'm like, oh, I gotta be over the green. I walked up. As soon as I seen the ball in the hole, my fucking brain just started fucking tingling, dude. My whole head just like, oh my god. But yeah, I didn't get to see it going, which kind of sucked, but.
Well, middle finger for you, and middle finger for you. And just in case you guys have made one, 2 middle fingers for you guys.
You know what?
That's a nada for Ivan.
I guess not.
Glenn, I just sent you the hole I got my hole in one on, so you can see it's an elevated tee box to a lower green.
Now the tee box you're teeing off is from the other side of the ravine, right?
It's back on the back right. You see that like stone part there. There's flat.
Oh, that's a sweet par 3.
Yeah, it was awesome. Fucking sick.
You know, that Troon too, man. That was kind of the same kind of.
Dude, that one at True North was like inches, man.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
How about you, Boz? Boz, you have any hole in ones?
I have 3.
3.
You got one last year too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, last summer was my 3rd one.
We're talking about
3. I saw 1 out of the 3 go in the hole.
What'd you say, Baldo?
I said we're not talking sim golf hole in ones. No.
No.
I got 4 of those.
I was gonna say that if you count Pin Seeker, I've got 18 hole in ones.
Hey, speaking of which, when's that jacket coming, buddy?
Yeah.
They said in the next couple weeks. I followed up this week about it.
Well, they got to order an extra spool of yarn from China to make that thing,
that was a whole ordeal in itself. I had to have my wife measure me all around to have it fitted. So we'll see how this goes.
Come on, doctor. You don't have to dress up in a suit often. You don't know your jacket size?
I do not.
Oh my god.
That's so fucking.
Last time I had to wear my a true tux or a suit was when I got married.
See, that's your problem right there. When I got married, I had a Aloha shirt, jeans, and Timbs.
What's that say? But I will say, Boz, you take the cake. I have 2. I had my second, I guess, 2 years. It was either last year or the year before. But the best one was my first one I had. I think I was in high school. It was like this pull fade. So it wasn't really that good shot. But the second one I had last year was like perfect. It was an awesome swing.
So I gotta give my wife credit for this. Like when I got my hole in one, it was at an outing, right? So a fucking scramble. And the lady that was like, they always at the par 3s, they always got somebody that like sits at the hole to like witness all this shit, right?
Fucking give away a car. You didn't get nothing?
Dude, I got a $900 credit towards fucking sunglasses, man.
What?
That's awful.
The next par 3 we went to was fucking 20 grand of cash.
Oh,
go figure. Go fucking figure. I get the $900 sunglass hole.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with some Maui gems.
I was gonna say how many. Yeah, it buys like 8 pairs of Maui gems.
Yeah, but like, so I could have cared less about the prize. I could honestly, that like completely secondary to me. The hole in one was worth that. That's worth way more to me than any prize that I could ever get on a fucking golf course. And so like all I wanted to do was like go back out after the round and grab the flag from the hole. Okay. And like the GM of the course was like, no, we don't give those out. And I'm like, yeah, but I got a fucking hole in one. So he gave me a little chip that said like hole in one, like a ball marker.
Oh my gosh.
And God bless my wife, she had no idea the significance of what a hole-in-one was, right? So, like, I call it, she calls me after, I was like, how'd you play? Or I was like, oh, I got a hole-in-one today. She's like, yeah, it's great. Did you load the dishwasher? Blah, 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 right? You know? And, like, honestly, like, she didn't understand it. So then, like, later that night, like, I think I was in, like, a pissy mood about it. And she was like, well, how many other people got holes in one today? And I'm like, no, this isn't fucking mini golf. Like, it doesn't happen like that, you know? So, to her credit, she then ended up calling that golf course, got the flag for me, and then has it framed in, like, a nice thing with the scorecard and the ball and all that shit. And it sits up in my office.
Is that when she dropped that you work for the cartel and you have 24 hours to provide the flag?
Hey, listen, my watch just said I don't know how to respond to that, so
He's like, no comment. No comment.
She called up the boss, and boss put some pressure on some people, right?
Yeah,
You know,
man.
I have so much.
Scorecard should be pretty good with being a scramble.
I'm not
Like,
gonna.
yeah, that's what I shot with a hole-in-one.
Yeah, so I got big recognition at the dinner that night, which was really cool, right? And thankfully, like all the drinks were like paid for by corporate sponsors, so like I got off pretty cheap for that, which is great.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Baldo, what were you saying?
No. Continue.
This is fucking. Yeah, the only one I ever had, I came close once in Hawaii. I don't know if you guys ever seen. I think it's called the Lotte LPGA. They do it at Koalina on Oahu. Anyways, I used to live there, and I play that course a lot. And there's a par 3 over water, and I fucking hosel rocket one so fucking bad. And it's got to go over water, right? It literally John Rahmed skidded across the fucking water, hit the fucking bank, shot straight fuck up another green, and just rolled. And when we got there, it was literally like right on the edge of the cup. And I was like, you know what? That would have been the best and worst hole-in-one ever to fucking have, because I'd like, I could say I made a hole-in-one, but I would never tell anybody how
it happened. You ain't try to shadow that bitch, you know, when you like stand over it, get the shadow, and then it falls in.
Yeah, I remember looking at the guy I was playing with, and I was just like, what the fuck just fucking happened? We drove up to the green. It was like literally sitting on the edge, and I was like, it was kind of one of those things like, I'm glad it didn't go in, because that's not a story. You know what I'm saying?
I've been like, I tell that story all the time.
Oh, man, you know what? I ain't never getting a hole-in-one. I'll fucking shoot under par before I get a hole-in-one. That's a fact.
You never shot under par?
No. Dude, before I met you guys, I was in the 90s and 100s.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, no, I was probably 80 to 95.
So have you still never shot par?
No. So, this year I shot 4 over with no putter. And then last year I was shooting, I told B this, I was shooting even going into 18. I didn't know I was shooting even. 2 off the box, triple bogey.
Ouch.
And then when I went finished and I added up the score, I was like, you dumb motherfucker. I ended up shooting 3 over. So, there's that. Nope.
You'll get there. I mean, the fact you did it last year, you still got it in you.
Happy. When I write a scorecard and the first number starts with 7, that's fucking good enough for me, bro.
Hell yeah.
Even if that shit says 82, I'm fucking happy.
As long as my number is better than your number, that's all that fucking matters, buddy.
Yeah, it's like, for real. Maybe one day. It all depends. One day.
I know it's a normal thing for Glenn or even Baldo, but I've shot 68 twice.
God
Once
damn.
was for a tournament. That was nice.
What was the par?
Look, all you're doing is fucking solidifying how much fucking sandbagger you are, bro.
No,
Hey, boss. Hey, boss.
Yeah, I'm a streaky golfer. I can shoot 90. I can shoot 60 something.
What'd you have on the back 9? Ha 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 ha.
No, so I'm
Get that
curious
joke
what
about 50 times after you shot that?
What's that?
I said you get that joke about 50 times after you shot that. So you tell somebody you shot a 68. Yeah, what'd you have on the back 9?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, the first time I did it, I was hungover, and it actually helped my golf game because I slowed everything down.
What was par on the course? I'm curious.
Both courses were par 72.
72. Wow. Okay. I shot 69 4 times. Was on a par 73. So I don't know if you call that an equivalent, but I've never shot 68. Only 69.
Because I don't even count this, but there's a course they used to have a local skins game. It was called Southmore. It was a par 69, and I did shoot a 62 there. But it was a very short course. It was only like 5,800 yards.
I don't give a shit. You still got to make putts and hit shots.
When you can drive probably four or five out of the par 4 greens, it does make a difference. There was several par 4s that were like 260
you still got to make birdies. You still got to putt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got a 65 on a par 72 scorecard down in the basement on the wall.
Damn. That's it? I figure you shooting like fucking 59, 62 or some shit.
No.
No, you know what?
I could shoot mid to low. My putting would never let me shoot that low. But
you don't have to justify.
Some things never change, Glenn. Some things never change.
Touche. No, that was actually probably. I shot that in the summer of college, and that was. I mean, again.
Was that when you were playing with Stallings or without Stallings?
Well, Stallings never played on the same college team, but he was 4 years ahead of me. So I was in college at that point, but the best part about that was I shot it playing the local dogfight at the country club I grew playing up with, and I had all kinds of side bets going on. So like I think I walked out of there making $400 or $500 off all the old guys that I grew up playing up with, and they give me shit, which like. That in itself, making that much money was off those guys was kind of like you were saying with the hole in one. That was more priceless than anything. It was just taking it to the the old guys who thought they could always beat me hand over fist, and then ended up winning a couple hundred more that afternoon at a long drive competition. But of course, while still maintaining NCAA amateur status before NIL.
Man, I saw Bennett got a deal with T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm. I did see that.
Yeah, so even though he can't win the prize money, the NIL shit makes that shit it's just a whole different ball game than it used to be.
He was the low amateur at the Masters.
Yeah.
yeah. I saw a YouTube video with him and Good. I think it was Good. No, it was I think it was Micah, but.
It's just me or that Bob does sports or whatever it is. The only decent player they have is Fat Prez.
Definitely,
100%. But the personalities is the whole thing about that channel.
So did you?
They're good golf, right? It's their personalities and all their BS, which is
that one somebody shared where they played the quarterbacks and then they call Colorado. You have to down your drink, and they're drinking double transfusions. That was pretty good.
What's his face? Buffalo, fucking Josh Allen was in that shit. Yeah, that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that's actually what they said. They called Buffalo, and they would have to down the drinks.
I don't even know how you guys watch the motherfucker. I'd rather paint my wife's toes.
What you don't like about it's not best golf, but it's entertaining.
No, I can't. They're just. I like.
I mean, he's got a.
I do.
He's a good golfer, and Bob is not that good a golfer, but he's entertaining. I mean, he's got a hilarious,
definitely entertaining
wit to him.
It's Bob.
He's got a wit to him.
You got cold cuts. You got Fat Prez. I think they're entertaining, but I also think that. Oh, did you guys see Fat Prez made the Good Championship?
Did he?
No.
Yeah, they released. If you go. I think it was on their Instagram page. They sent the list of who's on there, right? Who made the championship, and Fat Prez is playing. So,
I watched him play recently with Buster Jack in Cali.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I like Fat Perez. I think his personality is a good balance. He doesn't like. I personally don't like stupid.
Listen, the man has incredible flexibility for his size.
Oh God, yeah.
Bob.
Like that's my only comment on Fat Prez is like, the same thing with fucking Daly. Like, I don't know how those guys rotate like the whole way that they do with the limited amount of like stuff they got going there. I don't know.
Yeah, but Fat Prez does not hit it very far.
No, but he's a good golfer. He knows what he's got. Like I don't watch their content for quality of golf.
Here, Mark Baldwin, Mark Lawrence.
You don't watch it, period, because you just don't like it.
I just can't stand them. They're fucking annoying. I'd rather watch Baldo talk for an hour.
Well, that's because it's only one white guy versus 4 white guys, right?
There's no fucking YouTube golfer influencers that are black besides Bryce fucking the Dallas Cowboys.
I'd rather watch Baldo drink 20 Coors Lights and play a scramble with a bunch of random dudes on SGT.
Exactly.
On the announcement, it's literally Fat Prez.
There's a Hunter Reed and Gipper Finau. I'm assuming neither one of those are related to their professional counterparts.
I have no idea.
There's another guy that just signed with Good as far as their brand athlete guy that is it qualified for it too.
That Luke Kwan guy? That guy's pretty good.
No, it's a new one with Garrett. Luke played his last video was with the newest athlete they signed, but he made the tournament before he got signed to Good. So
there's some good dudes on that. There's some good players on that list. A bunch of like YouTube personalities and shit.
Yeah.
I feel like so you guys know Daniel sent a submission in too, right?
Yeah. I've seen it. Have you seen it?
I didn't see his video submission, but like I think they definitely picked people based on like their social media following and like the ability to garner likes and subscriptions and views and that kind of shit.
I saw somewhere online when they broke down the top whatever, they actually broke it down by like what their status was, and like they had like a mini tour column and it had lists of mini tour players that made it, and then like whatever. But yeah, I'm sure they're not gonna throw out $100,000 out there if people ain't bringing the audience to watch it.
Yeah, but like I guarantee you they're gonna make 5 times that on just posting that video. Like they're just having the fucking tournament.
100%.
And I saw Short Game had he was the guy that like he's gonna be the guy announcing everybody on the first tee.
Yeah.
Mr. Short Game?
Yeah, yep. Short Game is. And so he posted a video the other day about like who's going to be the number 63rd player or whatever, and it ended up being Jake Peavy. I don't know if you guys know who that dude is.
Yeah, I saw that video. Like younger guy, long blonde hair.
Yeah, Luke Peavy.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Did you watch the last video of Mr. Short Game at what's John Rahm's course? What's it called?
Silverleaf.
No, the other one. There's another one. It's in Cali. It's maybe that's the different maybe I'm thinking, not thinking, but it's exclusive. It's like millionaires and billionaires. You got like it's Ramrock, not Ramrock, or it's
Team Ramrod.
Team Ramrod, exactly. License and registration, chicken fuckers.
It's not Ramrock, but it's exclusive. Like it's in Cali. It's like you have to know. It's like $600,000 a year fucking fee or whatever. Anyways, he played it, and man, that fucking course looked fucking legit. And I don't, maybe this will bring up some memories or something, but after he did 9 holes, not supposedly, but the members store like their exotic cars there. It's called the Vault. And they go in there and they have like over 200 fucking exotic cars, like Lamborghinis, Porsches, Ferraris, like, and they're all members of that course. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that doesn't trigger any memories with my life. So.
0 memories. I live like 25 minutes from the Mannheim Auto Auction, which like every Wednesday they got exotic car day at the auction. And like I remember my first year out of college, I lived in like a fucking slummy apartment with my wife, she was either my girlfriend or my fiance at the time. And this dude, my landlord, I needed a car, and he swindled his way to a dealer's license that took me to the auction. and they were getting ready. It was like the day before, like the exotic day, and they had some sick fucking cars there. That's all I'll say about that. Great story. And then
Mannheim's just sweet.
Mannheim auction people.
What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, you ever heard of the Mannheim Auto Auction?
My sister worked for him. Yeah.
I actually have 3 garage doors on order for them that I sold that are being installed next month. So
Nice.
I'm very with Mannheim.
Yeah, it's like the biggest auto auction on the East Coast. It's fucking.
It's not. They're the biggest nationwide.
I didn't realize it was like a nationwide thing. I just thought they were local.
Oh no, they're huge. There's one here. I've again, failing being in the car business, I've had to deal with them quite a bit.
No, it's based in Mannheim.
They're huge.
It's based in Mannheim, Pennsylvania, which is literally like 20 minutes from my house.
Interesting.
You always see on Barrett Jackson and Meekum are the 2 that I've seen on TV. That's all.
Yeah.
Bighorn.
Bighorn.
It's like
That's in California. Sounds like it should be.
Sounds like it should be in like Colorado or somewhere in the Rockies.
Oh man, it's like the course looked fucking. It looked like people were out there with fucking scissors cutting the fucking paper.
Oh yeah, it's in Palm Desert.
I do like. I think Mr. Short Game's a quality channel.
He is.
I've watched him since he was in his backyard hitting into a net in Cali.
Yeah, I watched that. He's annoying to me a little bit, but
he has quality channel, like quality content. He's not the most. The problem is it comes across as being a little flat compared to a lot of the other YouTube personalities, but the stuff he covers and the stuff he provides is quality content.
I feel he's a little clickbaity, like with his like little,
Oh yeah, the
like,
titles in the pictures, the thumbnails for sure.
But he goes into a lot of stuff like don't do this, like 5 things don't to do, like don't do this. It's like, and it's like don't just tell people what not to do, like tell them what to do right. I don't know.
It's yeah. Don't hit it left in the water.
Yeah,
you can miss it to the right.
It's a lot of that. Don't do this, don't do that. And I don't know. It's for me like it's anyway. Not a huge fan. Don't hate the guy, just not a huge fan.
But there's a lot. There's a lot of shitty YouTube content out there, and I feel like his is like, it's generally decent quality.
It's okay. Like there's this guy, and I don't think he's very big. It's just some fat dude that sucks at golf, but he's just trying to get better. And
Trent breaks 100.
No, not that. No, not that. Literally, like the guy, like when I started watching, like had maybe like 1,000 subscribers.
Hey, low key foreplay. You want to fucking scramble? We got you. I'm legit thinking we could take him straight up.
But I'll tell you this: it pops up on my feed, and he's got shot tracers, so you can see where the ball goes. He hits the ball like shit, but he's out there grinding, and like to me,
I know what you're talking about. He does the reviews, right? He does some reviews sometimes. He's like an older guy. He's probably like in his 40s.
Again, it's probably I'll have to go back and look it up, but basically like the guy sucks at golf. He's almost quit 100 times. He's very overweight, but it's
the garage golf guy. Because you're describing him to a T.
No, but he's not a grinder.
Yeah, you're right. He just sucks, dude.
It's more entertaining for me to watch that. Maybe just because it's actual on-course play, and that's what I prefer. But I'd rather watch that than some guy just coming out with a bunch of tips and tricks. And do this, don't do that, and going 100 miles an hour or whatever. But
well, I mean, you got to think about
that's Paige's channel. That's all she does is
I know, like just. This is how I chip, guys. This is how with shots go. I save 10 strokes. My tits out like this.
You know what? I will say, all the stuff I watch at Pages is like the on-course, like whether it's an on-course vlog or whatever. It's if it's a tips and tricks, I
guarantee you watch the same clip over and over, like the same 5 seconds of that one clip over. And it's either her bending over or her swinging her boobies down.
Not one bit. I will say,
5 seconds into the 30 minutes.
I will say this, and I'll give you this, Ivan, and it goes back to when those Amazon fucking pants first came out, and they're like up the crack of the ass.
The butt enhancers.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know exactly which ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's ordered several for his wife.
So Paige,
I thought you were gonna say for him.
Paige, like she wore a pair of those in one of her videos. Like she was on the driving range, and I'm like, yeah, I'm watching this shit. But other than that, like I don't.
Hey, you're just fucking. It's fake news, bro. When you say Paige Sporadic and you say serious golf, it's fake. There's nothing that you can learn from that channel.
You see that, but she'd smoke you, Ivan, on a golf course. I hate to say it, but she would and probably smoke.
You know what? She might smoke me, but I'll fucking smoke her ass off the fucking tee, and I'll turn her and watch some big ass jugs bounce all the way to my car. I'll watch that shit. Hey, I'm not knocking her. I've watched Paige. I followed her for a long time too. I just think like, if you look at a lot of channels, like people go in different directions. Like I was a big Rick Shields guy. I'm not now. Where he's at now and where his content's going and the way he carries himself and his characters, a lot of it's changed. So it's like, I'm like B, like I'd rather watch random guys post golf vlogs about courses I've never played, even if they fucking suck, and I'll eat that shit up. There's some instructional stuff, like I like watching Trotty from TaylorMade, who fits all the TaylorMade reps. He talks about equipment and how it can affect you. So that stuff I want to learn, but
It sounds like to me we just need to create our own individual channels and just course vlog our shitty golf play, and then everybody will want to watch it.
Ivan will subscribe to all.
Oh yeah, for sure, I will.
Well, he already watches all of my dogfight rounds and any fucking round I post on YouTube.
Let's do this here right here.
He's like, hey man, you almost killed that snowman family when you hit an OB on your last dogfight round.
Do we have the ability to find out how many subscribers you have on your YouTube channel? Like how many people you subscribe to? Everybody.
How many people
not you individually? How many channels are you subscribed to?
How many are you subscribed to? So like how many do I subscribe to?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got to be on there, right?
Yeah, I think it tells you.
Subscriptions. Oh.
So I'm subscribed to 182 channels.
God damn, where do you see that?
So if you look down the left, when it says show more, and it tells you how many more to show, and then you just add on
You're on your computer though.
Yeah.
147.
How many you got?
147.
Okay.
Subscriptions.
2,846. And the thing is, some of my subscriptions, some of them are like computer, like IT.
Yeah, that's gonna say mine's not all golf.
It's Ivan's.
I have 260. And I'd probably say that fucking 95% of those are golf related.
Huh?
Dude, that's fucking hilarious.
Do you want to learn more, honey?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't a big YouTube guy until obviously COVID, but but now recently, I started throwing I don't know if you guys watch it, but I'm big on shoes, so I threw cool kicks YouTube, people selling and buying Jordans or whatever. I'll watch that.
Hey, you at least. I hope you got YouTube Premium though, right?
No.
How do you not have YouTube Premium and watch that much YouTube?
The commercial.
I ain't paying for that shit, bro.
He don't pay for shit. The other night he texted me. He goes, hey, I tried to log into your YouTube TV and you must have changed your password, but we're trying to watch a hockey game. I'm like, you're like a Puerto Rican from Texas. Like, what the fuck you watching hockey for?
I mean. So I asked Ivan if he had a way to stream it, and he's like, "Oh, I think Miller gave me his password. Let me try that." So
my old hey, Ivan, tell him what my old password was.
Ivan sucks at golf. So Miller felt sorry for me because I don't have I have my 49ers don't go on any of the fucking platforms that I watch. So he hooked me up last year to watch with his YouTube. So I have it on my main TV in my living room, so I don't ever have to log out of that shit. So if I ever have to watch 49ers, watch that shit. So I was like, well, it's got to be the same password. But I said, you know what? I could have been low key, just try to log in and not tell him, and he would think he was getting hacked or something. And I was like, you know, hey, and out of all the things, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to use your shit because I'm trying to watch.
Oh,
That's sad. I subscribe to 12 channels.
12?
12. God damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
The only time I watch it is when you guys share it on here, and then I'll click on it. And if I like it, then I'll subscribe.
you're big time. You're like an IG Twitch guy. You're big time. Like you're beneath YouTube.
Oz lives his life in the real world, not on the digital world, man. Not on.
What shit to do, man?
I'm subscribed to so many things that my kids subscribed me to. So I got like Vanoss Gaming, Mr. Beast. I got H2O Delirious. I don't even know what this stuff is, but I got so many fucking subscriptions I can't even count them right now.
Hey, there's a guy that I want. So I was watching the Cool Kids, right? They went to this guy's house. He's a YouTube influencer, content creator, game guy, whatever, right? I saw him and I didn't recognize his name. So as they were doing his tour, they pulled up to his house. His house in California is ridiculous. This guy owns acres. It looks like Disneyland, right? So they say his name out loud, and I was curious. So I looked up his YouTube channel. 25 million followers.
What?
25 million followers. This guy.
Was it Mr. Beast?
He's a young guy. Let me see.
Yeah, it's probably Mr. Beast. Dude, that dude's worth.
No, he's got more than 25 million.
20. No, he doesn't. Does he? I know there's like.
Is he a younger guy with like? He kind of was like
younger guy, like doesn't like look all that put together.
Yeah, he's just like
Mr. Beast has 148 million subscribers
on YouTube. No, that's not the same guy. Then this guy had 25 million. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is like a billionaire from his YouTube shit.
I mean,
he is, but he puts. I'd be curious to know how much he actually nets.
Correct, because Josephine, what does Mr. Beast do? He sells people money and stuff, and then posts it on YouTube. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he has previously said, I've seen a video of like, he puts so much money back into the stuff he produces, he really doesn't net revenue that much.
Yeah, but somebody offered to buy his channels, and he was like, no, he put a price up there that was like, he knows his goddamn worth.
Yeah, I saw that video too, and he was pretty much spot on what he thought it was worth based upon the calculations.
Yeah.
But
side note, if somebody asks us for $10,000 for our channel, we're gonna fucking sell it tomorrow.
Hey, you know what? Hey, no, we're not. First of all, okay, no, we're not. Hey, number two.
You're outvoted.
Yeah, the four of us are gonna say yes.
Hey, fuck y'all. As long as I can buy some curtain balls. Hey, look.
There's a V3 coming out of those, by the way.
Let's say, okay, long term. This is Fantasyland, right? Fantasyland. It can be anything you want. What would be the one company right now that you would want to sign a deal with right now? If this company said, hey, I want to sign a deal with you, who would it be?
Titleist, 1,000%.
Okay, who else?
Onlypage.com.
Oh, that's not surprising. What about you?
Yes.
Miller Bond?
Harley Davidson.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's smart shit right there.
You said golf brand though. You said golf brand.
You did the golf brand? Then Taylor made it.
He said golf brand.
Ivan's definitely Jumpman. Ivan is like the poor man's HV3.
Hey, I'll take Jordan all day. You want me to show you my closet?
That might be the best quote I've heard today.
You know how many HV3 in my closet?
I know how many Jordans you got. I know how many jump bands you got in the closet.
Matter of fact, hold on. Hey, Mike, I know you see me, bro. Look, hey, I'm a disabled veteran. I still buy your shit, bro. Okay, hook your brother up. It's
no. My question.
Let's be clear. His sugar mama bought him those. He told me that.
Hey, doesn't matter.
So Ivan, how many pairs of Jordans for a 4K projector?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can tell you I got 5 pair of Jordans in my room right now. in my golf room alone.
Ivan, if you had to give up all your pairs of shoes or your golf simulator, where do you stand?
Golf simulator all day.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, so I was watching these guys, right? Like, so they go back, you know, because everything's retro. Now I started getting curious. I was like, because I got some shoes in my closet that I don't see frequently, and I don't see people wearing them. And I was like, so I got curious. I went to go look up 2 pair of my shoes. They ain't no fucking $50,000 Versace shits, but like 2 of my pair that I have that are over 10 years old that are legit almost brand new, over $555. Used.
On what? StockX or what?
Yeah, StockX or whatever else. So like I was like, man, I got all curious. I was like, man, I got some shoes in there I don't see normally. So I was all curious.
I believe that. I think if I was going to sign a deal with somebody, I would sign a deal with Peter Millar, or maybe Holderness and Bourne. They might be my new favorite. Like apparel.
You just want some more joggers.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I don't need the joggers. Just like a lot of days, like I'll throw on a Peter Millar like pullover and golf polo with like a pair of nice denim, and I wear my Nikes. I got a sick pair of fucking Nikes. I know I've shown them to you, Ivan, but Nike did a collab with a skater company, and I got these pretty sick dunks that I wear all the time.
Well, Jordan doesn't make golf shirts, so if I had to go to a golf brand, I'm really into fucking. I'm not gonna say this, but like I only have one outfit in them, but I'm digging Travis Matthews shit.
Yeah,
I never did before because it's not cheap. But either that or Galvin Green. Galvin Green's got some nice.
All right, that's a little too much of that TXG shit.
No, but I started getting that shit because I watched them UK videos, the UK subscribers.
And they've actually Galvin Green's got some cool starter pack. Like when I went over for the Open, my former roommate lives in Scotland and was telling me about like buying that stuff over there, and you can get a significant discount certain ways.
Yeah, it's probably you can buy it cheaper over there. Like we can buy stuff at an outlet mall here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing is you get sponsored by Titleist. Titleist owns FootJoy too, so you got. I mean, FootJoy apparel's pretty solid apparel too. I mean, now it's more golf specific. You're not necessarily going to go business apparel with the route, but.
So I just bought a Donald Ross shirt.
Donald Ross, like they have their own brand, or is it a subsidiary?
No, they got like a clothing brand now. But I bought a Donald Ross shirt for when I went to the Dominican. I got a Punta Espada shirt from Donald Ross, and like I love that fucking shirt, man. I tell my wife all the time, golf clothes are the most comfortable clothes I've ever made.
And they last forever. As long as you take care of them.
Most comfortable clothes that were ever created are golf clothes.
And unless you buying that shit at Walmart, then they ain't gonna last very long. So.
No, but I mean, like my wife jokes that half my golf clothes is golf apparel, but half the stuff I've had 5 years and it still looks borderline brand new because of the quality of the nanomaterials they use in it nowadays.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, if you're watching, hey. Shout out, man. Probably not.
You, Pat Perez, and HV3, the three Jumpman golfers, all minorities, but Perez already got like the whole like Latin thing going, so you might have to fight him for it.
Hey, let's be clear here. I don't want to be part of Team Jumpman because Jumpman's not Jordan. I want Jordan, okay? I want Team Jordan.
What is the difference?
Because Jumpman is its own separate entity underneath Jordan. It's its own affiliate. So it's like, Chris Paul was Jumpman. He wasn't Jordan. Derek Jeter.
So like from an apparel standpoint, what is the difference?
You won't notice the difference because it's the same logo, but like the style.
You want the logo that's like this.
Yeah, I want Jordan. Like Jumpman still does the Jordan logo, but like Jordan is just strictly Jordan retro. Like all the old Jordan 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, like that's his line, right? Jumpman is like, hey, I sign an athlete, we make a shoe together, we make a clothing line, like Chris Paul, those guys do that stuff. Like Derek Jeter was Jordan. He was not Jumpman. So Derek Jeter's got legit Jordan affiliation branded fucking clothes, right? So he's got Jordan.
Have you seen that movie Air yet?
Oh, it's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet? I thought it came
No.
out last week.
Because the other Jumpman or athlete you forgot was not Perez. Was it Perez?
Pat Perez, yeah.
Pat Perez, yeah.
Yeah, you got a whole room of it.
Keegan Bradley wears Jordan.
And there's a couple. Like Bubba wears a lot of Jordans too.
Luke Donald wears Jordan.
All the live guys.
I didn't know Luke.
All the live guys do it.
Adam Scott occasionally wears Jordans. I don't know if he's got a full thing with him, but he wears Jordans.
Yeah, Adam Scott also got that Mez putter, the lab golf putter.
Yeah.
The spaceship.
Thing is ugly.
Oh my goodness! But they made a blade.
They did.
Yeah, they made a blade now.
There's a lot of people that like them labs. The Busted Jack boys got lab putters now.
Yeah,
I mean,
they also got.
are you gonna pay?
They also got fitted on TrackMan with estimated spin numbers on their fucking video. I mean, come on.
I'm just saying they got lab putters, bro. I'm just saying, like a lot of people.
Well, if you're gonna get handed a lab putter for free, I mean, hell, I'd take it too.
What's his name?
Boz is not. You saw that video. They fucking TrackMan in that shit, and it was like, oh, look at those spin numbers are right where they should be, and it's like big time italicized.
Hey, Eric Anger Langs from Random Golfing plays the lab putter right now. He's got that big spaceship one.
So that brings up a very great point. With golf clubs and what you play and brand names and everything, like you can see the results of the club and the equipment you're using. With shoes, it's strictly about like status or whatever. Like if you talk to a psychologist about people that are asphyxiated on wearing certain brands of types of things, they would probably be able to describe a certain type of thinking that goes on in the brain. And the only reason I bring this up, it's not to knock on you, Ivan, with your Jordan collection, but for me, whatever that is, I am nowhere in any, I'm not even on like the 0 percentile of that because I don't what fucking shoes I wear, what fucking clothes I wear. I don't give a fuck about any of it. I just fucking go buy shit because it fucking fits me.
Oh, no shit. Because when you came to the second trip in your church slack, we were fucking hyped.
Yo, B is like, he's like the Ruth Langmore of golf.
Yeah.
You know what? There is something about looking respectable, and I do take that into consideration. But I don't take brand names and everything else like, oh, this is my Jordan shoes, my whatever pants, my whatever fucking shirt. Like I honestly don't give two fucks about it.
Yeah, but you also got to look too. Like Jordan for me started in middle school. So like this is not new for me. This is like something like I've been following. I've watched Jordan, so I'm just a Jordan fan, and I also like his shoes. I do see what you're saying.
My point of that is, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it just doesn't affect your performance, is what you're saying. Like it doesn't. Yeah. It really doesn't make you a better or worse golfer. What the fuck clothes you wear.
Hey, Nick Faldo says if you wear those square shoes, it improves your golf game.
give me those Freddie Couple Converse shoes.
Hey, while you're bullshitting, Moz, they do say like right now, like the PGA Tour players are taking like that force place technology. They have them in soles now, and they'll insert them into their shoes so they can better utilize the ground force as they play. Like, I mean, yeah, I'll slide that shit in some Jordans.
All right, boys, going on 2 hours. I gotta get to bed.
Well,
yeah, my daughter's she's been hanging out for the last like 30 minutes. I think she caught maybe the only page part and a couple other things, but
no. Well, hopefully the audio came through this thing.
No, I've been checking it. It's good. It's good. I made sure from the beginning I set the desktop audio to my graphics card so that the output actually worked and I could see the bars moving, which I didn't see last time. So I think we got audio this time, which is good.
What is the YouTube channel?
So it's not. I'm not streaming this live, Boz. So I'm just recording this.
Oh, I know. If you post that,
And then I'll upload this to Google Drive, and then Baldo's gonna edit the shit out of it, and then we'll throw it up.
Baldo's in charge of YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut out the parts where Miller's kids came in the room and he was talking to him and all that good stuff. So
all right, so you guys heard that, but I actually muted that on OBS.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I clicked the mute for my mic.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll let you know. Boz, for the YouTube channel. I haven't created it yet because I've had no need to.
I already created the YouTube channle.
Yeah,
Oh, you did?
You did. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no, I definitely created the YouTube channel, but like I'm not streaming to it. What did I? What the?
What
fuck
is?
did I?
What is it? 5?
In sim golf.
It's hang on. It
Fake
is.
friends.
I mean, it's fake friends in sim golf, but like I'll have to find the fucking fucking switch. How do I switch accounts here? God damn it! I'm like fucking Ivan when it comes to technology lately. Switch account. There it is. It's at fakefriends_simgolf.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. So then B just needs to edit.
Yep. So if you can get it uploaded in the next couple days, I can work on the weekend and make the adjustments and everything.
Oh, you got 2 hours. You could probably make 2 episodes.
Shit.
Well,
Hit me up in the next 3 hours.
I was gonna say that I could probably chop it because it is so long, and we kind of changed gears like halfway through, or maybe even 3 episodes.
Yeah, however you want to do it. I mean, we got an hour and 43 minutes of content, so.
Because there was a good portion there where it was like we were kind of on one topic hardcore, and then it kind of slowed down, and then we hit another topic. It's like, oh, we could break that shit up, like, because
fakefriends_simgolf, right?
At fakefriends_simgolf, yes. There's nothing. You're not gonna find anything, Glenn. I don't know what you're looking for.
I was just trying to find the channel itself.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the channel itself.
Yeah, but you might not be able to find anything because there's nothing posted.
That could be true.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing nothing.
There's no content. So here, I'll fucking post it in the Discord right now. That's what I created. But there's no content to search for, so there's not going to be indexed at the moment. But I'll get the video uploaded, audio, God willing. I did the audio test, but I think B, you might have been taking a piss or getting a beer or something, but I can hear everybody just fine on it, so we should be good on the audio this time. And
Cool beans.
yeah,
Nice.
Muchas gracias.
All right.
Either way, motherfuckers.
go.
Either way, motherfuckers. It was good talking with you for a little bit.
I was gonna say, worst case scenario, it's good to shoot the shit for an hour and a half.
it's still fun, which is definitely good vibes. So,
Boz, get your precious beauty sleep, buddy.
Dude, his bags. I've been looking at this and going, holy shit, I need that particle or whatever.
You need to get to the Circle K tomorrow at like 6:30 a.m. Get your coffee and your dip or whatever, and
Yeah.